Be a gentleman. In short, that means know what you want, but never put it first. Hi, I'm Shaul. In this video I will discuss shooting people in public places in a candid manner. The attitudes, the settings, the gear aspects of this very special type of shooting. I'm doing it in response to some issues a viewer of this channel named Barry raised. He complained about two impediments he has to fulfill his ambition to shoot this way. The first one is the settings hurdle, the need to set the camera in the right manner in order to make a satisfactory looking image fast. He finds that the need to set the camera properly for every shot is slowing him down and does not let him react quickly enough, which causes a lot of missed opportunities. The second issue he has is being naturally shy and perhaps being fearful of confrontations with his potential subjects, who are strangers in this case. Let me address the settings issue first. I think that in order to react quickly, you have to let the camera make a lot of the calculations and decisions about the right exposure, and perhaps even, heaven forbid, about focusing the lens. Modern cameras can make these calculations a lot faster than us. And usually, 9 out of 10 times, come out with the right decisions and make photographs that are properly exposed. Now I understand the desire to control all the settings, but I'm afraid that type of operation of the camera might make us pay attention to the wrong things. You want to be able to focus on the situation, on the people involved in a dynamic scene, and to some extent pay attention to the composition too. Let the camera do its work. I recommend having only one of the setting or exposure variables under your control. For example, if you shoot with aperture priority, the camera will decide the shutter speed and the ISO values on its own. You want to make sure that the shutter speed is at the right value. whether you want to freeze action or you want to have some motion blur in the image. You can give the camera the right tolerances by setting the auto ISO settings properly. If you want more control over what is sharp in the image, whether in relation to the distance from the camera or in relation to motion in the scene, you can set both aperture and shutter speed and let the camera decide on the ISO value. This will give you a leeway. Whatever shutter speed and aperture you decide on, the camera will make sure that you still get the correct exposure by setting the ISO properly. Now, as focus goes, it is preferable to use autofocus. Again, 9 times out of 10, the camera, a modern mirrorless camera, would lock the focus point over a face in the crowd. And more often than not, it will be the closest face to the camera. So you can let the camera decide. If you do not have an autofocusing lens, if you use manual lenses, then looking through the viewfinder and using peaking will be quite safe in order to get the right focusing. Exposure is a variable that does not change very often. You don't need to set it every time you take a shot, especially if you let the camera compensate for your conscious choices. So even if you work with a manual focus lens, you can concentrate on focusing alone. Be in control of only focusing. Let the camera decide on the rest. That will give you plenty of attention to examine the scene, to respond quickly to other settings you might want to change in your camera, like white balance, are easily correctable after shooting, during post-processing. Now, you write that you would like to use your straight out of camera JPEGs, which is understandable, especially if you don't like the post-processing stage. However, in fast, reactive photographic genres, I would advise shooting RAW in order to have more flexibility after the fact. So you don't have to pay attention to all those dozens of settings during shooting. It will only distract you. Only after you know your camera very well, you can start trusting its ability to make JPEG files that are good enough for you. The main issue might be auto white balance. Cameras are not very good at it. At least the cameras I use, the Nikons. because every time the light changes slightly, especially if it's mixed light, every time the angle the camera changes, the colors in the scene change, there will be slight variations in the determination of color temperature. You can set a fixed white balance value in Kelvin, but that takes time and it's not very effective, especially if the lighting is mixed. It's a lot easier to take care of it after the fact. I would highly recommend shooting with prime lenses in this genre. Using zooms makes you concentrate on the framing, on the decision of what to include or exclude from the photograph. But in this type of photography, photographing people, the main value of a photograph is what's going on inside the frame, the interactions between people, the mood, the atmosphere, the facial expression, the hand movements. A prime lens would make you move, make you change your position, choose the right angle. It shows all of those aspects. It's not just a matter of framing, it's a matter of being present, of understanding a scene and being able to time the shot. You have to be agile, light on your feet in order to convey the essence of the situations to your viewers. Choose a focal length that matches the situation. It depends a lot on the culture you are in, on the social perception of personal space. In the West, the personal space that has to be allowed is quite large. I think that a near normal lens would do a good job, something like a 40 millimeter, perhaps. In East Asia, for example, personal space is hardly existent. The first time I visited Hong Kong, it was quite a culture shock. The way people are clumped together, the way you are not allowed any space. And in that culture, a much wider lens makes sense, something like a 28 or even a 24 millimeter lens. So choose your focal length wisely. If it's a family gathering, you might be able to get away with a closer range and using a wider lens. But in general, when shooting strangers, you have to respect the boundaries of the personal space. Shyness, unlike what you might think, is a great virtue in candid photography of people. Shy people tend to respect the presence, the opinion of their subjects. a little bit more than outgoing, extrovert photographers. And that is a good thing. Remember that we are talking about a highly reactive, highly opportunistic genre of photography. So match your expectations. You are going to miss opportunities. When you go out on a shooting session, you shouldn't expect any success. So your expectation level should be kept low. This way you will not be disappointed, and every good photograph you are happy with will be an achievement. I think this is the right way to look at it. You cannot plan. You do not know what you will encounter, only in very general terms. So do not expect to come back with highly proficient photographs. It's not a matter of practicing either. There's no training required. Just go out and do the job. You do what you do. You trust your intuition, your personal way of seeing. This kind of photography requires good instincts, but also a strong center, a unique and true way of seeing. Now, everyone has it, this unique way of seeing that no one else has. So you don't have to copy any style. Try to remain true to your own ways. As to your conduct as a photographer in such situations, be a gentleman. In short, that means know what you want, but never put it first. Respect your subjects, respect the situation. Remember then that not picking up the camera when an opportunity comes by is a valid decision. If you think that you might disrupt something, if it's not entirely convenient, you might as well decline to take the shot. Chances are that it won't be a very good shot anyway. Don't be a sneaky douche. Don't hide the fact that you are shooting. People will notice anyway, even if you shoot from the hip, even if you use your back screen to shoot. When you look at the camera from the top, it's not helpful. Be frank, be honest about your reason for being there, about the fact that you are trying to shoot. Always look at the scene through your viewfinder. I think that is the gentleman way of doing things. Before shooting, look for affirmation. Look for little nods of the head, for a little smile that tells you that it's okay, that you can go on shooting. Look for little gestures like people trying to prevent you from shooting, asking you to move on. It is easier to shoot in events like festivals, like sports games, where people expect to see cameras, or in family gatherings where people are more tolerant to your presence, to the fact that you are shooting. They're more accepting. You wrote that you consider buying a few lenses for this purpose. The Canon EF 35 millimeter 1.4, the 50 millimeter 1.2, and the 85 millimeter 1.2, as well as two zooms, wide professional f2.8 zoom and 24 to 70, all EF lenses. Now, those are very nice lenses. I trust they can create pleasing images with some pop. But they are all quite large lenses. Using them on a mirrorless body, which I happen to know is a Leica SL2 with an adapter, might defeat the object a little bit. Those lenses will appear too large on the camera, and people might get suspicious. It's okay to use a small lens on a large camera, but using a lens that sticks out from a small body is not very cool in those situations. Apart from that, I would not venture into all those lenses at the same time. Start with two prime lenses, a wide one and a normal one. They don't have to be very fast. You don't need f1.2 for these purposes, unless you shoot parties in dark venues or night street scenes. I think that f1.8 or f2 primes would do a much better job, because they are smaller, they are more fit to shoot candid situations. I don't know how good the L mount to EF mount adapters are, but focusing a very fast lens using an adapter is not always easy. Adapters are basically reversed engineered, so they might be a little bit slow, they might hunt a little bit, and that will add headache to your work. It's easier to shoot at a slightly larger aperture. That will give you a little bit of leeway. If you want to use Canon lenses, then I would pick up something like a 28 millimeter f1.8 and 35 millimeter f2 to start with. if you need longer focal lengths, if you need zoom, despite everything I said, leave it until you know exactly what you're missing, what would enable you to achieve the photograph you want. The size of your camera will affect the way you are perceived in public. Last week I shot an event, and I used a massive camera, the Nikon 4DS, with two lenses, the 28 millimeter and then a 58 millimeter. People assumed I was there on some kind of an official capacity. So, of course, everyone wanted to be shot. People lined up in order to be photographed, which is not exactly what I wanted. And it was a rather disappointing session. My keeper rate was quite low, much lower than what I'm used to obtain in those events. That said, a large camera will make you more acceptable. People will not ask you what you are doing, who you are shooting for. They will just assume you have an official permission to be there and shoot. I hope this video answered some questions. Now, you must understand that my style of shooting, my choice of gear when shooting candid photographs of people in public is still a work in progress. I'm far from being set. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I still do it. And most of the time, I am quite happy with the results. The thing is, the gear does not really matter in those situations. It's more the attitude, the social conduct, the respect you give your subjects. Behaving like a gentleman in those situations goes a long way. Right, I think that will be all for today. If you like this video, if you find it helpful in any way, please consider buying me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon.